Hey everyone, it's me, Marie. Hi. Alright, so I said I will do one of these videos. This video is going to be about incompetent cervix and weakened cervix, a condition that I have. All the information that I'm giving you was given to me by my OB, and it's also from the American Pregnancy Association. Excuse me. Alright, so yeah. Basically, they're going to be the main questions and answers, and at the end, I will give my thoughts and my take on, on the situation. Okay, first question: what causes an incompetent or weakened cervix? A weakened cervix can be caused by one or more of the following conditions, and here are the conditions: previous surgery on the cervix, damage during a difficult birth, malformed cervix or uterus from a birth defect, previous trauma to the cervix, such as a DNC from a termination or miscarriage, DES exposure. Basically, that was just a hormone that was given to ladies in the late 30s, 1930s, and the early 1970s. I'm gonna post a link from the American Cancer Association in the bottom about this stuff, about this hormone. Yeah, because it's a lot of information, so I'll put a link towards about it in the bottom. I'm sorry. All right, next question. How will I know if I have an incompetent cervix? Incompetent cervix is not routinely checked for during pregnancy, and therefore it's not usually diagnosed until after a second or third trimester loss. Women can be evaluated before pregnancy or in early pregnancy by ultrasound if they have any of the factors that are potential cause of incompetent cervix. Diagnosis can be made by your physician through a pelvic exam or by an ultrasound. The ultrasound would be used to measure the cervical opening and the length of the cervix. Okay, the next question: how often does an incompetent cervix happen? Incompetent cervix or weakened cervix happens in 1 or 2% of pregnancies. Almost 25% of babies miscarry in the second or third trimester due to incompetent cervix. Next question: what is the treatment for weakened cervix? Treatment for incompetent or weakened cervix is a procedure that sews the cervix closed to reinforce the weak cervix. The procedure is called a cerclage and is usually performed between weeks 14 and 16 of pregnancies. These sutures will be removed between weeks 36 and 38 to prevent any problems when you go into labor. Removal of the cerclage does not result in spontaneous delivery of the baby or I'm sorry. A woman will not be eligible for a cerclage if there is increased irritation of the cervix has a dilation of 4 centimeters, or if the membrane has ruptured already. So that's the only way they won't do the cerclage. All right. Possible complications of a cervical cerclage include uterine rupture, or these are the complications that could occur if you get the cerclage. Uterine rupture, maternal hemorrhage, bladder rupture, cervical laceration, preterm labor, premature rupture of the membranes. The likelihood of these risks is very minimal, and most health providers feel that the cerclage is a life-saving procedure and it's worth the risk. Those are the main questions. Well, the last thing is, I totally believe that it is a life-saving procedure. And, I mean, Bradley's proof. He's there sleeping. I mean, he's proof that it is life-saving. I think it is worth the risk, because if you have an incompetent cervix, then your cervix is opening and shortening. I mean, if you don't do anything about it, you're going to lose the baby anyways. So why not try anything you can to protect it? Protect your pregnancy, protect your baby, and, try everything you can to save a life, So I think so. Okay. my take. I have an incompetent cervix. When was I diagnosed with incompetent cervix? I was diagnosed with incompetent. That's the word I don't know right now. It's so hard for me to say right now. It's like ridiculous. Like for real. Incompetent cervix. I'm probably saying it funny, but whatever. Incompetent. Okay, when was I diagnosed with the I'm going to say IC. When was I diagnosed with IC? I was diagnosed with the IC with this pregnancy with Bradley. I find it really disturbing that I was diagnosed with this pregnancy, even though that's how most ICs are diagnosed. I'm gonna quickly go back to the how would you know if you have an incompetent cervix, and it says basically no, doctors don't routinely check for it. I think that should be changed. I think with any first pregnancy, you should check for incompetent cervix or any pregnancy, because it may not happen with one pregnancy, but it may happen with the next pregnancy. One of my good friends, her sister, she has IC, and she has like I think 6 miscarriages. 6 miscarriages. And the last pregnancy, which is the 7th, she just had her baby. And she had the baby without a cervical cyclage. So, I mean, that was God. That baby was meant to be in this world. But my point is, sometimes you can carry a baby, sometimes you can't. It's just, I don't know how that happens. But my point is, I think it should be checked routinely. I think, why should you have to suffer and, deal with the loss of a child, like, especially at 20 weeks, like how I did. Like, it was just horrible. And then for them to tell me that they don't know why it happened. Oh, it just happens. Like, how something just happened. Obviously, at the end with this pregnant, I knew the reason. But at that moment, just losing my baby, and then for them to tell me this, they couldn't do anything, or they don't know what happened. I had no questions answered. I was like so like disturbed when I found out that I had IC, because I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this could have been prevented. I could have had a baby. But I guess things happen for a reason, because if I would have had my first pregnancy, then Bradley wouldn't be here. I don't know. It's a touch, like, it's strange, but it happens. I thank the Lord that I have Bradley. I'm grateful to have Bradley. But sometimes I think, what life would have been like if I would have had my first baby, if I would have had Marcus. It's crazy. But yeah, so I found that very, I think that should change. They should check for incompetent cervix. I'm going to stop this right now and make a quick part 2. It's going to be maybe like 3 minutes, not that long.